A British university, Buckingham, says it's suspended the validation of degrees for Uganda's Victoria University, and that's over the country's proposed legislation on homosexuality. A bill is due to be discussed that imposes harsh penalties on people found guilty of gay acts. But what has this got to do with the students at Victoria University? I spoke with Professor Alistair Alcock. He's the Deputy Vice-Chancellor of the University of Buckingham.
We have been involved in validation at the university for a couple of years, and obviously the background in Uganda has been that homosexuality has been illegal during that period. What has really changed, and this is in discussion with our partners in this venture, EduLink, who are the owners of Victoria University, is that we've moved from a position where not just that the homosexuality is illegal, but that we are now seem to be in a background where the matter of whether it should be illegal or not, and the whole area is becoming a matter which can no longer be discussed. Indeed, there is the possibility of members of staff who do not take a sort of proactive actions against homosexuality actually being treated as criminals themselves.
So could you just explain that a little for me? Are you saying that you've received complaints from members of staff at the university that they're unable to talk about the issue of homosexuality?
Well, there have been questions raised about it, but no, it's not that we have complaints. It is that the whole atmosphere in Uganda has become one where this has become almost a taboo subject to talk about. So that's one of the things which has made us very concerned, and obviously then we have been discussing with EduLink whether this is something which we can carry on validating. I should point out that what we have actually said to EduLink, and this has been a joint decision, is that we will suspend the validation, and then EduLink are looking at what can be done to allow current students to complete their studies, and obviously we would help out in any way we can in trying to ensure that students are not stranded.
What's the aim, though, of this action? I mean, what do you hope to achieve by doing this?
Well, we as a university here are under some legal obligations ourselves to support human rights, but we're not trying to campaign particularly here. We're just trying to ensure that we are not getting ourselves involved, potentially in a very difficult situation, if this legislation were to be passed in anything like its present form.
But you're saying you're not getting yourself involved and you're not campaigning, but it could appear the opposite to some. It could appear that you're actually taking punitive action against students at a particular university in Uganda as part of an effort to campaign on the issue of whether it's freedom of speech or freedom of sexuality. It could appear that you actually are campaigning on that.
Well, we're not out there in Uganda trying to campaign on the issue. We are just looking at whether we should continue an involvement with the university against this particular background.
Professor Alistair Alcock is the Deputy Vice-Chancellor at the University of Buckingham in the UK. Let's hear about